Can tracing be considered artistry? The question heard across the whole art universe, but the answer is still unanswered. Many share their takes on it, which are interesting to listen to, but no one has tried it for themselves and documented the whole thing. So today, I will be taking that task on myself. I will either be pummeled with rocks and sacked, or praised for being a genius. Thanks to ft.caydo, I have the perfect tool to get the job done. The tool I was graciously sent today was a photo projector. So I'm pretty sure you can literally project anything on this thing because it's a projector, but I think it's also kind of curated for art, because when I went into the actual settings and stuff, it was a built-in art thing that you will see later on in the video. But here is the box and the outside size, so let's open it up and see the actual projector. I thought the size of the projector and the shape overall was pretty cute, because I did used to have an older projector and it was a little bit weird looking. This shape was so cute and it was very compact and easy to navigate, and I actually didn't really need to read through the instructions, not only because it is working like a standard projector, and like I said prior, I had a projector before it broke. But it comes in this sleek matte white color, and then it's all in the front where the projector camera is, and the back where all the USB plugs are located. It also has a power button in the top, which is very cute and simple, and here are all the attachments in a separate box. There comes with a adapter for both devices, Android and Apple. Since I was projecting off of my iPad, I did use the Apple, and it was so easy to hook up, and I didn't even need to actually Bluetooth. I just had to plug it in, type my password, and it was in. The cords were a nice length, which I really appreciate, and here are the other two things it came with: a remote and a USB. Here is one of the sketches I did for today's video. I sketched this out traditionally, and here I am darkening the lines because I realized that it probably wouldn't be dark enough in pencil, but I would manage to let it work. Here I am inside the actual projector art program. This feature was built into the projector the first thing I opened it up, so I didn't have to do much but just click into it and check it out. And it was pretty standard. You could change the background and also the scaling of whatever image you had in it, but I decided to just screencast because I wanted to. It's straight out of my gallery. That is perfect. Okay, so I wanted to draw this beetle, so yeah, I'm going to be downloading this beetle. I won't be doing that beetle in this video, it'll be on my shorts. So oh, it even screen records the camera. Okay guys, this is my sketchbook. Now let's take a nice little picture. Okay, now I have my thing, this canvas, and then I have this canvas. There are two different sizes. This size, this is like a perfect size, so I guess we're gonna go with this one. Okay, yes, we're going with this canvas. Got it to line up perfectly, and I am very satisfied. And so I started my tracing process. This is the first time I've ever traced my artwork or any type of project, really. I remember I used a light box maybe once or twice in high school, but I never really traced from my projector, so I don't know why I didn't come to the realization that I would have to do it on an angle, and it was just something different. I was bending down. I'm glad that I made my projector close to my floor because I was able to sit down. I could not imagine having to stand up and do this. I actually messed up this part, but since I had a white paint marker, I was able to fix it and recover, but I had to keep battling with my own shadow and not cover up the actual drawing. Here you can see I was literally sitting there just taking a break, and it was just like, so I just did not expect it. I don't know why I didn't think my shadow would be there, but this was a minor inconvenience and I got through it, so yeah. So here is the sketch, yes, and then here is the paint and stuff, and now it's time to log in, and I'm just going to speed paint the process. So yeah, let's get straight into that. I'm trying to get this 80% done for today's video, so we're gonna see how much I can get painted, but the sketch literally took me less than 15 minutes simply because I had the Kaydo projector. Oh, here is the color wheel, and usually you're supposed to do the alternating version of your art, but maybe I can do a orangey purple. I think I'm gonna do a purple underlay. Yeah, a purple under paint before, so this is a first. I actually don't have that much paint. A lot of my paint is just primary colors because I am balling on a budget, so I just get the primary colors and plus the colors I like, which I really like green, so I buy greens mixed. And yeah, over time I see myself being able to have all the colors of paint, but I don't quite yet. This is even purpley. In the future we can see my paint collection grow immensely, but until then we mix our paints from scratch. This is definitely too thick, but oh well. Let's put a little bit of water. Sorry if this video is like so different because it is low-key, but it's still gonna eat. I believe underpaint, now you guys know I'm not an actual professional painter, but I believe underpaints are supposed to be thin. Oh my gosh. Or maybe I just need less on my brush. Oh, I'm just making a total mess. Guys, I'm hitting the brush on the bottom of the thing to get it less paint, and I feel like I'm eating. This is totally not guys. Okay, more water. Okay, let's see. Okay, freaking out a little bit, freaking out. Ah! Please don't cover up my sketch. Oh my gosh, this is not okay. Where's my one? I'm scared. No, my sketch. No. Oh my god, this is actually freaking me to freak out. Where'd my sketch go? Okay, I can kind of see her. Clean brush, and remove some of it. Okay, we're chilling. A little scary, a little jump scare. Never hurt nobody. We're chilling. Ooh, that really scared me. Low-key. Okay, we're good. We're back in action. But I'm gonna let this dry, eat a snack, and when we come back, it'll probably be voiceover me because real me right now, I'll be locked in painting. Bye guys. Okay, so I already had an idea that I was not going to get this painting done in one night, let alone 2 nights, and I kind of wanted to get this video out sooner than later for you guys, so I wanted to get this done at least like 80%, and I think I did a good job. Like, even back in my prime painting era, I could not paint a painting in 2 or 1 day, maybe 4 days, but not at this size. So I did get it done, spoiler, about 70%, because it still had some imperfections and stuff that I wanted to further render. Like, even right here, this rendering is really cute, but I just feel like I over rendered the face, so much so that it started to get a little scary. So when I fix it up, you'll probably see me fixing it up here and there in my short forms on my YouTube channel. I will probably do like updates there. I will probably be like lowering the rendering quality a little bit and also just trying to simplify my render a little bit more, because I just wasn't satisfied with at least the 90% progress. That I also did 2 more little like paintings in this video. It was also very hard to film. I kept kicking the camera, and that's why the camera view is wobbly. It's literally just because I'm kicking it, because I'm actually standing up, and then at some points I'm sitting down. Like at the next sequence of clips you'll see, this is when I start to really try to get into detail, and I think I went too into detail, and in the process I ended up making the eyes way too big. And I do understand that I have a surrealism type of style, but I did not want them to turn out that big. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a look and it's a vibe, but just not my vibe I was trying to hit. So I ended up just, calling it a day and rendering it the best way I could, and took a break from it. But I think for what I got done for today's video is pretty nice. But I want to do 2 little projects that I've been wanting to do for a long time on these glittery canvases, which I'll be drawing or painting a beetle and then a sketchbook sketch that is also a tiger, because I just could not go to sleep knowing that I did not draw a tiger that's cute. So, being who I am, I decided to pick one of my favorite tiger drawings from my sketchbook and paint that for another, subject in today's video. I really do like this tiger, not only because it is kind of that monochrome look where it's only like pink hues for the fur, but also because, like the diamond and stuff, and it just turned out perfect. So why not just draw it again on a bigger scale? And since I was tracing it, it ended up almost looking identical by the end of it, just slightly more rendered, because since it's bigger, I can add more detail, and so I did add more detail. As you can see, I also put the remainder of the speed paint in the corner because it was just too wobbly for on its own. Now it's time to get into the mini paintings. I started off with my more favorite of the 2, and obviously the one that I'm more familiar with, which was the pink tiger. I actually had to use my gouache set. I haven't used it in such a long time, but I had to rehydrate the pink, because when you mix red and white together, it doesn't quite give you a pink look. It kind of just gives you like a baby red look, and I really wanted that pink look, so I had to use that. So maybe I should go buy some pink paint, because you can't really get that look with red. So yeah, I mixed my acrylic and gouache, and surprisingly it did not really affect it. It was still working properly, and I used that for the base and the different colors for this drawing. But unfortunately, I tried to get a different angle, and I did not take into account, like, if you're right-handed, you can't just film from the right angle. And I did this before in one of my old videos, and I was like, okay, I won't do this again, and here we are. And I think I do this because there's not much space on my left side of my desk, but I'm just going to have to get a different type of tripod, because I like these side angle views, because a lot of my angles in my videos are always the bird's eye view. It's a good view, but I just like switching the angles up. But remember, next time I'll do it from the left angle so you guys can see what I'm doing. But thankfully I switched it halfway through, and now we get to see what I'm doing a little bit better. This face was just so cute. I liked it ever since I did it in my sketchbook, and I was actually thinking of turning this into a sticker, but I was like kind of thinking maybe people wouldn't like that type of look, simply because this is a little bit out of my style. It's very surreal, and I'm more of like a natural like type of aesthetic. I feel like that's kind of what I've garnered as my aesthetic when it comes to organic things. So let me know, would you like this as a sticker, or would you like a different type of tiger? Because I'm open to doing that. I actually want to design a couple new tigers to make them as stickers, because I'm supposed to be opening my shop somewhere around March and April. I said I would do it in March, but I'm postponing it again till April. Guys, I want my shop to be at a spot where I don't have to close it every month. So when I open it this year, my goal is to keep it open until 2027 because I don't want to close it just because I didn't prepare properly, because that's what happened last time. I was just not prep. I didn't have enough good prep. So this time when I open my shop, I want to prep properly so that I don't have to close it 2 weeks later or a month or 2 months later. With this drawing, in comparison to my sketchbook, I was able to build up so much more detail that turned out really cute, and so I was really happy with it. Since this canvas that I was using was actually like covered with glitter, I thought there would be perfect opportunity to draw on it while using the projector, the ft.caydo projector, because with this paper or canvas, you can't really sketch on it with pencil, and if it were to get messy or out of hand, then it would affect the background, which is supposed to be like a clean glittery look in my opinion, because I think that would defeat the purpose if I just painted over top of it, because then it would mess up the pretty glittery background. But speaking of the background, I was thinking I could do like, have you guys ever seen my videos where I make like the glitter, I call it the glitter crunchy mold effect, where I just start doodling like different shapes and circles and a really colorful theme, and I add twinkles? I think if I did that in the back of both of these mini paintings, they would add some nice character and look really cute all together. Now I'm drawing the beetle. It was actually very interesting because I had never drawn a black beetle before, so it was very challenging to, I don't know, build it up properly, but in the end I was happy with what I was able to do. I started off with a nice base, and then I started to layer on top of the shadows. I was a little impatient with this one. I don't know why. I think the paint just wasn't drying that fast on this one. Maybe I turned my fan off or something, but it was blending a lot more on this one. Or maybe it was just because I was using a lot of the colors that were the same hue, so it didn't really like, it wasn't that big of a differentiation between colors I was using. So that's also why it was a little bit tricky, because all of the colors in my reference, at least, of this beetle were relatively dark. But I did have fun doing the wings, and I was really curious about this reference for quite a while, so I'm happy that I finally got to draw it. I will say, I think it looks quite cute on this glittery background, and even on the tiger, when painting on this glittery background, somehow the glitter still found a way to peek through the paint. So even though I was covering up the glitter with my painting, there was still glitter showing through the main painting. It probably won't show up that great on camera, but in real life there are small sprinkles of glitter throughout the actual painting, which is actually quite cute. And even watching this back, I'm actually kind of proud of how I did this one, especially because I was not really that confident in drawing this type of beetle. I ended up adding a nice white liner to this because I didn't think that it was popping off enough, funny enough. But yeah, this is what they turned out like. I think I did an amazing job, and I made a good recovery from my first painting. And thanks to the ft.caydo, I now have a projector for all my painting projects in the future, so thank you! Yeah, if you liked today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know which videos you want me to do to the future, because I definitely read your guys' comments, and I will get the job done. Bye bye guys, see you in the next video.